Now, there is a lot of lost Pokemon content out there, such as lost features, videos, and even games. But one of the most interesting cases was a website. I swear, it's more interesting than you think. The Dream World in Pokemon Black and White and its sequels was an online feature which essentially allowed players to interact with their Pokemon in a virtual world called the Dream. It was part of the Pokemon Global Link and provided unique gameplay elements that were not available in the main game. It also had some Animal Crossing home designer type vibes, with being able to decorate the island and your little own home and stuff. I don't know, I think that's what you do in that game. By taking advantage of the connectability between the DS and the website, you could grow berries, which could not be done in the original Black and White games, because I guess they forgot to add it, but like, you could blame them. One of those times you guys used a Pecha berry. After that, you can go onto the Dream Bridge or Rainbow Road knockoff to enter the Pleasant Forest, which you get some items from like in the video. Eventually you'll come across a Pokemon like this ponytail hair, and then he gets placed in many games. I think the one being displayed on screen right now is one called Search, but there's also a couple few different ones here that are quite interesting, like Ice Cream Scoop and Sky Race, to name a few. If you guys want to find out any more information, I'll leave some links in the description on data on these. On completion of one of these minigames, you'd be able to go visit the Tree of Dreams. Here you'd be able to make a wish to Lord Bardoof to bring back one of the Pokemons you found along the way. This Pokemon could then be sent back to your Gen 5 cartridge, where you could use it in-game. Now, according to Cerebeam, there were 10 of these islands in total, which I'll list them off on screen now. Pleasant Forest, Wind-Swept Skies, Sparkling Sea, Spooky Manor, Rugged Mountain, Icy Cave, Dream Park, and then the Pokemon Cafe Forest. Now, one of the reasons why I consider this to be such a big loss in preservation purposes is how many Pokemon there were here. In just Pleasant Forest alone, there was like 50. And each one of these islands also had 50. Again, if you want to learn more about these, like, I'll have all the information that I know linked in the description from any of the sources I use. Once your selected Pokemon had returned from the Dream World through the Entralink, they could be called in the Entralink Forest with their hidden ability unlocked. Which, while wouldn't be as big a deal nowadays with items like the ability patch, it was a big deal at the time because hidden abilities had just been introduced in Gen 5. Now, if you had a keen eye when looking at the list of available Pokemon from the Dream World, you might have noticed that none of the Pokemon that are listed are from Unova. And that is because the Dream World was supposed to help connect the region of Unova to all the other regions. Which I honestly think this disconnectivity from all the other regions is what made people not like Gen 5 on release, but that's a topic for another day. Now, one thing I actually didn't know until doing further research on this topic was that the Dream World actually housed special event Pokemon which weren't accessible in the regular games by themselves. Now, a lot of these are Japanese exclusive, which is to be expected. But some of these are really cool, like there's even an Arceus event here. These event Pokemon are accessed through special codes which were distributed, which could only be used on the Dream World website itself. Now there's actually quite a lot more of interesting Pokemon that were used in this event. So maybe this video does well, I'll come and look back at some of these other ones. So before you do a run off and pull your copy of Pokemon Black off the shelf with your DS that's a broken hinge, you want to know that the service was closed down on January 14, 2014. Which honestly wasn't that much time considering it was only open on September 10th, 2010, meaning the service wasn't even open for a full 4 years. However, not all hope is lost, as there's a fan revival project going on, so if you have an old computer which had previously used the Dream World, then you can look through this tutorial. This will be in the description, and then send the files to the Discord server. I'm not too sure how much progress this project has made since its creation in early 2023, but this Discord for this project still seems to be fairly active, but even if you didn't play the Dream World, please go show them some support and spread the message. Anyway, in the meantime, there's a few things we could still look at. If you don't care for legitimacy at all, then there's save file editors around there I've seen which have all Dream World Pokemon still on them. Or of course you could just hack them in, but what's the fun in that? If you made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing. It's been a long time since I've made a proper YouTube video, but I've got a lot of plans for this channel, so if you want to see it flourish, then come back in like a month for the next video.